What's up, guys? Raymaster Flex here, and Monday, and I just have to take a second and do a video regarding the WWE. Oh my goodness, the show isn't even over yet, but it's basically at the point where it's almost over, and it's been a while since I've done a WWE type video because I've been constantly uploading videos. With always just wrestling because we were in counties and we're getting close to regionals this week. And, I thought that my last match was Saturday. But anyway, I'll touch on that later. Oh my goodness. So tonight on Raw, there was a gauntlet match that pretty much took up majority of the show. Pretty much when it ended, I just turned off my TV screen, not because I didn't want to watch the rest of Raw, but because it pretty much was the gist of the show. It pretty much nearly took up the whole entire show. When it was over, I pretty much knew the direction it was going to go in. Now, let me just say this. What a performance by Seth Rollins. Like, oh my goodness. The match itself lasted harassingly long. You know, even though it was two different guys facing each other throughout the belt, it was a long match in general. But just with the performance of Seth Rollins, because after Seth Rollins got eliminated, you pretty much knew that the rest of the gauntlet match was going to go fast. But the fact that he lasted over an hour and about 5 minutes or so, what a performance by Seth Rollins. I mean, I cannot stress it enough. The part that shocked me wasn't really him eliminating Roman Reigns because he's beaten Roman Reigns clean before. As we all know, when he came back from injury in 2016, he had actually beaten Roman Reigns at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view clean, which a lot of people, a lot of people say that the only reason why he beat him clean for that was because of the whole thing with Roman Reigns and the drug thing at the time, where apparently he was accused of steroids, or it was something with or he had his first, he was suspended for his world witness policy or something like that. It was his first time being suspended, so Seth Rollins had beat him clean then. So it wasn't really surprising to me that he beat Roman Reigns in their matchup because he's beaten Roman Reigns clean before, so that wasn't really surprising me. But what surprised me was his win against John Cena. And the reason it was surprising to me was because out of all the times that John Cena and Seth Rollins went toe to toe, and even though, like I said before, this was just one match as a whole, but it was just every time somebody got eliminated, someone else came in. And even though Braun Strowman won the whole thing, it's just the performance of Seth Rollins I'm focusing on here. The fact that he pinned John Cena clean, that shocked my mind. That blew the roof over my head. I mean, because for one, I'm glad that they brought the curb stop back. It had been gone for almost 3 years now because he had stopped using the curb stop ever since 2015, and he started using the pedigree as his finisher. Then he started the the whole knee move that he started using this year or late last year. Yeah, it was late last year he started using that move, and now they finally gave him the curse stop back. I mean, I know the backstory of why they banned it, but I don't really get why they banned it to begin with. But it's a good thing that they got the curse stop back. Like, the fact that Seth Rollins, because his performance for the whole night was phenomenal, especially his performance against Cena after already beating Roman Reigns. That was probably one of the best performances I've ever seen. And I mean, John Cena and Seth Rollins have already had good matches in the past. Their most well-known good match that really was an emerge of being a match of the year candidate up until the whole thing with Jon Stewart at the end was SummerSlam 2015. And we also seen their match that was really good. That was a United States Open Challenge match where Seth Rollins broke John Cena's nose on the episode of Raw in 2015. That was a good match up until that match ended. But this match was amazing because this I believe this is actually the first time in history, and that says a lot because each time these guys have faced each other, this has never happened. This is the first time in history, as it pertains to Seth Rollins, that he actually pinned John Cena clean. Because any time that he's beaten John Cena in the past, he didn't beat him clean. This is the first time he actually pinned John Cena clean. And that says a lot. That says a lot. That is what made my night because I did not expect for Seth Rollins to pin John Cena clean. I thought John Cena was going to go on in a gauntlet match and continue on and, face Elias. But then again, it wouldn't have really made sense because they're starting to build this whole storyline between John Cena and Elias. So I guess they wanted to keep them far apart from each other, and the only way for them to do that was by having him get eliminated by Seth Rollins. But I just did not expect that at all. I mean, I knew that after the Cena match, it would have been too much of a miracle for Seth Rollins to continue the gauntlet match and go all the way through. I knew that that was going to happen. So it was perfect timing. Some people they might say that it dragged for too long, but it was perfect timing to have him get eliminated by Elias because at that point it just wouldn't have made any sense to have him go any further and then beat Elias and then beat Finn Balor and then face The Miz and beat him and then beat Braun. Well, we knew he wouldn't have beat Braun anyway, but it just wouldn't have made any sense. But just the whole dynamic of how they planned out Seth Rollins' performance. And what amazes me about Seth Rollins, how he's able to get the Falcon Arrow and do it in the manner that he does, especially when he has a history of, injuries on the part of his leg, because, one of his legs he injured at the end of 2015, which caused him to relinquish the title. He injured the other part of his leg earlier last year when Samoa Joe made his debut and attacked him the night after the Royal Rumble. And so it just amazes me his agility to do the Falcon Arrow because it nearly scares me that he's going to get a serious injury every time he does it just because of the fact he's injured himself in two different occasions, on both sides of his leg. And neither of them was his fault. I mean, the first time he was trying to power bomb Kane through a table and he ended up his leg bounced on a mat in a wrong manner at a live event. The second time, Samoa Joe was the way Samoa Joe brought him down when he was putting him in a Coquina clutch. But, the Seth Rollins, I mean, like I said, I didn't need to watch any more Monday Night Raw after that. I mean, the rest of it, I'm pretty sure it went solid because it was like, I don't know what it is nowadays, but it's like every time they have like a good thing going, after that, they kind of just kill it. And the rest of the show is, the fans don't really care much about it, but this was just amazing, an absolutely amazing performance by Seth Rollins, and that is what this video is focused on, Seth Rollins. And like I said, this is the first WWE video that I'm even doing this year because I've been constantly uploading ROH Wrestling, ROH Wrestling, ROH HS Wrestling because that's all I've been doing is wrestling. And I've been constantly putting videos of wrestling up for that reason, and that's been my dry focus. And other than that, the only other video I put up was a hangout video of me and my best friend at the end of the last month. But I've been constantly putting a lot of Asian wrestling videos. But I can assure you that after this month is fully over, which is pretty much is at his last week or so, and the starting of next month, as I get more time, you'll start to see more hangout videos pop up on here. You'll start to see a lot more time where I can do more WWE type videos. I just, I'm always doing wrestling in general. It's just right now more to focus on is wrestling. Like I said, you always expect on this channel because I did a singing video out of nowhere not too long ago last month. You just always expect on this channel, but man, I just had to do a video on this because it's been so long since I've uploaded a WWE type video. Last time I did it was actually when I was talking about my top 10 match of the year candidates of last year, at the end of last year, back in December, and it's just been so long. And I finally found the time to to do another WWE video. My goodness, Seth Rollins. I could just not stress this enough. What a performance by Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw in this gauntlet match. What a performance by Seth Rollins. I just cannot stress enough. I mean, I'm not the only one that said it, but I think the part that shocked me, it wasn't the roll up when him pinning Roman Reigns. Like I said, he's beaten Roman Reigns clean before, so that's not what shocked me. What shocked me was when he pinned John Cena clean. Because I've watched just about every time that Seth and Cena has went at it, as far as pay-per-views and just matches in general. And each time it happened, he's never beaten Cena clean. Cena beat him on the episode of Raw where he broke Cena's nose. Even after his nose was broken, Cena still won the match. But he beat Cena at SummerSlam in 2015, but he didn't beat him clean because he got help from Jon Stewart. And the match was literally on the merge of being perhaps one of the greatest matches of all time. It was already a 5-star match because that's how good it was, and that's how this match nearly felt. Even though a lot of the time Cena was just trying to get Seth to try to, he was just trying to get Seth to stay down a lot of the match. Cena wasn't really doing much, but just tossing Seth around, slinging him off the ring and doing stuff like that. And even though Seth attacked him before the match even started, which he only did it because, it was a smart move, it was still a good match. It was still an amazing match. And it was still a good performance by Seth Rollins. And like I said, the talk of the night isn't necessarily about the outcome of the whole match in general, but it's the fact that Seth Rollins pinned John Cena clean. I think that's something that is going to stick with me because I didn't see that coming. I don't think there'll probably ever be a time again that we'll see that happen, where he pins John Cena clean. I didn't expect it at all. We've seen a lot of surprising victories lately in recent years where Cena has gotten pinned clean by people last year on SmackDown. Shinsuke Nakamura pinned Cena clean. We've had Kevin Owens pin Cena clean. We've had guys pin Cena clean before. So, it's not like it's a full surprise if that happened. But this is the first time with these guys that went toe-to-toe in a match and where Seth Rollins pinned John Cena clean. Because, like I said, it was an excellent match overall. It started off just Cena just tossing around, but as it really started to pick up, and as Seth really started to take it to Cena, this became nearly just as good as the match they had back at SummerSlam in 2015. It nearly felt almost as good as that match was, with the only difference being a lot of the toll already being taken off of Seth Rollins. But it was nearly just as good as that match. It was that damn good. And what a performance by Seth Rollins. I cannot stress it enough. Props and hands down to Seth Rollins. Oh my goodness, Seth Rollins, you did a phenomenal job. Phenomenal. Like, you basically was the reason that the match was even watchable, because after you got eliminated, pretty much we knew where it was going to go. We pretty much knew that the rest of the gauntlet match was going to go fast, because it was no reason why the rest of the match was going to drag for that long, because he pretty much was the gist of the whole entire match, and it was phenomenal. It is sad because we all know Seth is not going to win the Elimination Chamber this Sunday. We already know that that's not going to happen. But the performance that he gave was phenomenal. And, there's just nothing you can really say about that. And definitely, most definitely, this man has a bright future if he stays in WWE, as long as they don't do no crazy thing or release him or anything like that. He's got a great future ahead of him. And I hope that pretty soon, of course, he's not going to get that time now because they're going to give it to Roman Reigns, but I'm hoping that he eventually will win the Universal title at some point. And I'm hoping that he gets back on the top of the mountain like he once was in 2015. I'm hoping at that time can come back for Seth Rollins because he definitely deserves it. I'm not just saying it because of his match, because he's proven it time and time again with the performances that he's given in matches. But this was just really a performance of a lifetime that I have to like give Seth Rollins 100%. Even with the little time he had in Elias, just amazing performance by Seth Rollins. And like I said, I'm so glad that they bought the curb stop back because it's been nearly 3 years that he's used the curb stop because he was using Triple H's finisher for a very long time, and that just was not working. It just was not working. I'm sorry, it was not working for me to see somebody else use Triple H's finisher. Even though we've seen it happen many times, it just there can only be one. I mean, I'm sorry, that was just not good for Seth Rollins. Because even last year at WrestleMania, he used it against Triple H. It was like the battle of the pedigrees. I'm just glad that that is gone and that he got the curve stop back. Like, I don't know what made Vince give him the curve stop back, but whatever it was, I'm glad that he got that finisher back because that is his move. And that was the story of tonight. When he hit that curve stop, I thought Cena was going to kick out, but Cena did not kick out because we were going to see Cena do the same thing he did last week against The Miz and basically do a power AA from the top rope that we've seen him do many times, but that didn't work this time. And he even tried to do the thing where he does two AAs at once, and even that didn't work. And when Seth prevented him from hitting the second AA and kicked him up his head and then did the curb stop, I stood on my feet when I saw Seth pin John Cena and actually count the three. Without question, John Cena is a man in his own side, in his own category, is one of the very greats of all time, one of the greatest superstars of all time. But Seth Rollins, you can definitely argue that he's up there as one of the best athletes of this generation, without a shadow of a doubt. He is one hell of an athlete, but amazing. Hands down to Seth Rollins. Like I said, that's what the story is. I've been wanting to talk about a lot that's been going on in WWE lately because I have still been keeping up with it. Like I said, all of his wrestling, all of his my love, every last one of it. It's been my love since day one. Like I wanted to talk about Asuka and Sasha Banks match when they had theirs. There's been a lot of matches I've been wanting to talk about, but I just haven't been able to do it because of school and stuff like that. But this, I definitely cannot stop. I had to immediately make a video about this because it was just that amazing to me. It was that beautiful for me that happened. I just could not believe how great of a performance that Seth Rollins had. It was just an amazing performance. Um, but I'm going to wrap it up right here because, like I said, the gist of this video is about Seth Rollins' performance in the gauntlet match. Absolutely amazing. Um, so signing off, Remaster Flex. Um, like I said before, always remember to expect the unexpected on this channel. I do a lot of, obviously I do WWE, Rangers Wrestling, and we just finished the counties, and I thought that the last match I had was my final match out of high school, which I gave it the best performance I could possibly give. You check that match out on YouTube right now. But apparently, I have another chance of possibly going to states this Friday and Saturday. We wrestle regionals if I can get a clearance or something. Possibly, because I nearly suffered a concussion during my last match, so it kind of may prevent me from wrestling this weekend, but it's possible that I can. So we'll see about that. And Depending on if we make it past the regionals, this could be the last week that I upload a bunch of All Rangers Wrestling videos, or it could just be one more week that continues. So we'll see about that as this begins. Um, like I said before, expect the unexpected on this channel. This is the first time doing a WWE video in a very long time, but I keep up, I know everything that's going on, both SmackDown and Raw. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. This is how please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys when I start uploading the regional stuff and other videos of that nature. So peace.